to the next thing. What I'd like to do next is to clean up some guide tubes for the various cables and lubricate all of those pivot points as well. So like the clutch pedal pivot point, the accelerator pivot point, which there's only so much you can do with those, the pivot point for the emergency brake or parking brake. To do that, I'll have to pull those cables out. I've looked at each one of them. It really does seem like now is the time because the engine is not in the way. So let's dive in, see what we can do. Here's the area where I expect to do a lot of my work tonight. I'm going to start over here. That's the pivot for the clutch. It feels a little stiff, so we'll pull that cable out. It runs through here and take a look at that pivot point. Yikes. That sucker's just about done for. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty dry. So this is the only problem I found, and it's a thing. So I found it online. It's $5 to get a repop one of these, but I don't know. Why don't we take this opportunity to try something a little crazy? See if we can fix this by filling in all of that drama with weld and then re-drilling. I'm going to trace this so I know exactly where that hole goes. Probably cut this off over here and fill this guy with weld. And then we'll see if we can actually drill the thing. Let's just try. I really want to get it clean down in there because that's where my hole's going to be. I don't want any porosity there if I can help it. Pretty close. Now it just needs a hole. Okay, I'll take it. So, oops, saving $5. All right, next thing. I'll put it in line for a coat of paint, and I think our clutch pivot point will be in better shape. Actually, there's the whole part of it that's on the bus. Let's go take a look at that. It's a bushing, I think. I'm going to clean that out and then see how this fits in it. Let's just see how sloppy this thing is. Yeah, that's not great, but it's not terrible either, so I think with some wheel bearing grease in there, it'll be okay. Okay, this should tell me something about the condition of that guide tube. Let's look at this cable. A little bit of crud here. The cable actually has some lube on it, and it doesn't look like it's been sitting in water and rust. I am cautiously optimistic. I'm gonna spray some kerosene down through the tube, let it soak overnight. That was encouraging. That shift rod tube, man, that was kind of a mess. I'm gonna plug this in and then fill with kerosene from the other end. This is a vacuum cap, just a rubber vacuum cap with a 5/16 inch bolt in the end of it to make it just a little bit wider. Hopefully that'll keep the kerosene in overnight. I kind of feel like I should do these others too while I'm at it. This is a major pet peeve of mine. Standard stuff on a metric vehicle and vice versa. This is a 1/4-20 bolt. So if it got someone home, I understand, but oh man, this stinks. We'll put a metric bolt back in here, figure out what's supposed to be here. I mean, these accelerator pivots and stuff always seem to be a little goofy to me, but I think that 1/4-inch bolt is welded in place even better. Greasy and gritty. We'll get that guy cleaned out. It'll be all right. So I need to back up a second and give a little bit of credit where credit's due with something on the accelerator. So let's climb underneath and take a look. We oftentimes criticize previous owners because oftentimes it's justified. This 1/4-inch bolt on an otherwise metric vehicle, that I'll maintain that that's a big pet peeve. But after a little bit of research, I can kind of see what they were doing here, and it really isn't all that bad. For starters, this little piece here, this J piece, that's stock, and there's some debate about whether this piece goes in there or on the outside. The people that say the outside are the most numerous, and I think I count myself in there. The people that say that it goes inside point to a picture in a Bentley manual. And if you don't know, the Bentley manual is the document of record most of the time in VW circles. But, you know, there's things that are debatable. I think it just comes down to your bus and you and how things align. There was an alignment issue in this bus's past where this push rod was too far over here. See how it fits in that little groove? So somebody had that rubbing. I kind of like this. I especially like that they stiffened it here. This is not a stock piece. But for now, I'm just going to leave it because it is functional. And okay, I'll begrudgingly leave this here. It really isn't that much of a hack. It's more of a modification. So this isn't so bad. Not all previous owner modifications are a mess. So what I've opted to do with these parts, I went ahead and cleaned them up, and I'll paint them and then throw them in the spare parts bin. I think this is a good plan. I'll have to wait on some parts, but I think I've got other things to be doing while they're on the way. So, all right, let's just get it done. Let's see if we can get this accelerator pedal off. There's something a little weird about it. Check that out. The mount has this little clippy dude here that goes into the smaller portion in the middle of this pin. And I guess that holds the pin in there. So I gotta pry that out of the way and then knock this pin out. Okay, that is not budging. that accelerator pedal is being a little cantankerous. I'm gonna let it soak overnight. We'll get it tomorrow. These are the e-brake cables. These need to come out. I'm gonna get that guy taken out. This guy over here. So tell me if you've heard this before. I think we'll let this e-brake pivot soak overnight and we'll get it tomorrow. Last thing is the clutch. No, brake, the brake pedal, and it has a wrench size bigger than the one that I have in my hand. That's better. That looks like a pain to figure out. Future Brent will thank me. Got to take the pedal off. Well, that'll complicate this. Okay, about half the bus is soaking right now. I think I'll call it a night, come out here, and hopefully get a good solid start with all of this stuff ready. We'll see. Things have been soaking all night. Let's see if we can get some stubborn parts apart. First, let's talk about this accelerator pedal. This thing does what it's supposed to. It moves back and forth. It doesn't hang up. It's held securely to the floor. If I was out on the road somewhere, I'd leave it alone. Because when I mess with this, when I start trying to bang this pin out, I could damage some stuff. I could bend up the hinge. I could knock it free of the floor. I could break that little spring clip thing that's back here. And that'd be a real problem if I was on the road. But the thing is, I'm not on the road. I'm here, and my welder is right over there. So if something goes wrong, I'm in the perfect place to fix it. It's gonna cost me some effort, maybe cost me some parts, but I'm in the situation where I can handle all that reasonably. And by going through with this, getting that pin out of there, you might have noticed the accelerator pedal is a little bent up, right? I can take that off and refurbish the pedal. I can lube everything and get it serviceable again. Right now it's a project, right? And I'm in the perfect place to have a project. I think I want to try the air gun for that pin. So I need a chisel of some sort. I've got a few here, and none of them are shaped like I want them to be. But I do have all of these, and I can just cut one up. This is in the middle of the pandemic, of the coronavirus thing, right? This is Project Vandemic. So we're supposed to do what we can with what we have. We're supposed to stick close to the house, right? So I'm gonna honor that and cut up one of these, and then maybe I'll treat myself to a new pack of them next time I drive by that junky tool store someday. So which one? This one I don't really know what I would use it for. Or this one. That would be the easiest to make. And I want a short one. So let's cut this guy up. Let's see if we can get this guy to have a small point to drive out that pin. The irony here is that I did have one that came to a point, but I cut it off to do the rivets on the rims. So now I'm going to modify this one to make what I had. Let's see if we can get this done. Poor pedal has had a hard life. Yeah, look at that, he's bent. Let's see if we can pound this kind of straight. This is supposed to come down here, I'm pretty sure. So that's better. Didn't have to mangle them to get them straight again, so I think we're cool with this one. I'll keep them. This pin for the e-brake, that guy needs to come out. I think I want him to come out this way, so I gotta push it that way. Yesterday, it was not moving at all. Gonna try something, new technique here. I can't get this to it, but I can get this to it. Maybe it'll transfer enough drama to motivate that thing out. Let's see. This has become enough of a thing that I had to consult the saw. But they're saying put good vice grips on it and see if you can rotate the pins. So I'm gonna try that. And then I'm gonna try something crazy. Most people are saying to just cut it, and that boogers up the e-brake handle itself a little bit. I'd like to avoid that too. Showing no signs of rotating. That vice grip did a little bit of a number on it. I'm gonna minimize that. This may be a really stupid idea, but I'm gonna try it. Hey, that's not doing any good. That's just not gonna work. Oh man, went right through it. That one a little better. That kind of stunk. The people online said that it would. Not too much collateral damage. We've got to get this pressed out. We've got to get that welded up. That was seized up. Alright, let's get these guide tubes all purdied up. Let's start off by passing this cable through and chucking it in the drill and pulling it through while we rotate the drill. See if we can clean some things up a little bit. Yeah, I think that had limited effect. And then I want to pull a brush through. Oh yeah, now we're talking. So I have this safety wire here. This is some stainless steel safety wire. I'll get this all straightened out and then pull this through. I think that'll clean them up kind of nice. They don't seem like they're in bad shape anyway. They seem a lot better off than that shift rod tube was. I'm going to give this frayed cable one more try. I think this one has a better chance of working because I'm doing the accelerator cable guide tube, and that's the skinniest one. So I think this might actually have some bite. We'll see. Problem is my cable is too short, and I'm not supposed to be running around unless it's essential stuff, and this is just important. So I have some safety wire here. I hope this holds. I'm going to try and fish it through the last couple of feet with this. I think I'll be okay. So let's stuff this thing in there, get the safety wire off the other side, attach it to the drill, and see if we can clean up this guide too. And move on to the next thing. Yeah, I don't know. That seemed a little better than the other times, but I'm still not sold on that. It's alright, let's flush the thing out and move on. It's about to get exciting, folks. The next step is to finally start putting things back on and see the goal of a running and driving split window bus start to materialize. There's a lot more to come, so subscribe, get notified, and check out one of these videos. We'll see you in the next one.